How many women out there hate their headshot? How many of you hate getting a headshot? Yeah, I hear you. Because when you see headshots, there's a sea of bad ones out there. Let me tell you about one in particular. I was house hunting. This was ages ago before I became a photographer. And I had a real estate agent's business card. When I got to her office, I found her, but within 5 minutes of sitting with her, I was wondering how this beautiful, warm, approachable, and loving human being, who is everything that you want to see in a real estate agent, how did she end up with a horrible headshot? Here's how. As humans, we don't like to be watched. So when we're placed in front of the lens of a camera, we stiffen up. We try to pose ourselves in the way we think we look best, but we're just all a bundle of nerves, and then we give our frozen smile to the camera and hope that it turns out okay. That's how you end up with a bad headshot. The other piece is that we accept headshots as a utilitarian image, like the one on your driver's license. It doesn't have to be great. I just have to put it on my LinkedIn profile or my business card, and as long as people can find me, it's good. I don't agree with that. I think that you should love your headshot, and I'm going to help you get an amazing headshot. I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to do that. First, getting an amazing headshot sits with your photographer. So you have to select the right photographer. So when you go out on Google and Yelp, you know these things. You're going to send out an email contact or the contact form, whatever it is. When they get back to you, the first thing you want to know about their process. Now, it's not, when I say get to know about their process, a lot of the times when we're dealing with a photographer, and I have to put myself in this, we're thinking that we need to understand what their creative process is because we're going into their world and we need to follow their process. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about their process to service you, to get you comfortable in front of the camera. And that's what I'm talking about. What is their process to giving you that amazing headshot? So I'm going to fast forward to the photo shoot because this will help you set up your questions for your consultation so that you will know whether you have the right photographer or not. At the photo shoot, this is what you need to know. At the photo shoot, the photographer is responsible for posing you, for getting the right expression from you, depending on what kind of a headshot you need. But regardless of what your body type is, it is the photographer's responsibility to properly get your lighting and get your pose to accentuate the very best in you. And that piece is a big piece in getting you comfortable because it's not your job to be photogenic. It's the photographer's job to capture the very best in you. And if they're not doing the work, then they're not going to get that amazing image of you. Now, if this is not part of the photographer's process, which you can ask at the consultation, then I suggest you keep looking. Now, a last piece. Some photographers go through great lengths to get people comfortable in front of a camera. So some photographers will allow you to play your playlist. It should be whatever will bring you into your zone. Do you have an anthem song that makes you courageous and makes you just let loose? Then that should definitely be allowed. But not everybody does. That's something you can ask at the consultation. Now, the very last part of it, and this now sits with you. In front of that camera, no doubt, you're going to be a little nervous. The photographer, if you selected one that does the work, you're going to be a little less nervous. But definitely you will be vulnerable. And there's nothing that we can do to eliminate that piece of it. Accept that as a feature, not a defect. And that vulnerability in front of that camera is going to just make you human, exactly who you are and exactly how you want to be seen in that photograph. That warm, loving, approachable real estate agent. I know what happened to her photo. She was very nervous, and the photographer did not do the work in getting her personality through on that image. And I had to meet her to find out how loving she was. And being present is just your piece. You're going to figure out how to do that, whether you meditate before or you do some yoga just before your session or any type of a workout. That'll help you get present. But that's something that's very unique. So I hope that this little talk can help you get an amazing headshot.